Good afternoon, this is Colton with Bill Brothers Roofing and Solar doing a digital roof inspection here for a homeowner out in the La Mesa area. We are looking at potentially adding solar to this home, and we do want to do a thorough roof inspection to ensure the roof can be compatible for it. We have the main electrical panel. We got three sub panels in the house. We got a perfect section right here to add a battery for the system to provide full home backup as well as cost savings during the high time of use between 4 and 9 p.m. Great location for the main panel and battery. And then we work up here to the roof. This is a shingle roof, a composite asphalt shingle roof. We can see on the eaves right here, we have stuccoed in eaves, so it protects the rafters and the shiplap. We see our fascia and trim board right here. We see our old drip edge, and then our shingle right here, our starter shingle. It is one layer, so we potentially could add another layer to this roof. The roof I predict to be 20 plus years old, based on the shingle wear and tear, the granule loss on the southern sections, and just the building practices I see when it was installed. But getting on the roof here, we can kind of outline some of the issues. These are whirlybird vents. These are ventilation for the attic. These are relatively newer. You have some older dormer vents on the other side. What happens to a shingle over time is it'll dehydrate with sun exposure, typically on the southern facing sides, just because it gets more sun, and you can start to see the fiberglass kind of show through. That's what the shiny stuff is. Just pointing out a California valley. So a California valley is one of the valleys that we use in roofing now, where the bigger roof plane overlaps onto the smaller roof plane. And we can see bigger roof plane, smaller, opposite over here. So that's kind of how that works. And so if you look down here, you can see over 80% granule loss. You can see the shingles the fiberglass kind of showing through, right? A little bit better than the north facing side that doesn't get as much, right? So the good roof planes for solar are going to be where the shingle wear and tear is. Rule of thumb is if the roof is older than 10 years old, you definitely want to look into replacing the roof underneath the solar to create the best customer experience. And you can see just how beat up these shingles are right here where they get a lot of sun. They actually have a shingle missing, and nail gets exposed. That's how a leak is created. So we'd replace all flashings around chimneys, all T-tops, all penetration pipes, right? Over time, you can see how the PVC pipe and the metal flashing separate, and you can see how water can find its way in. The skylights are all in good condition. They're relatively newer, so we're going to keep those. We're going to keep those in place. We're going to reflash them. The southern facing side, you can kind of see that granule loss. Weaved valley, an older style of making a valley where you have a weave come together right here. This is a sensitive area because it's a relatively low slope around this entryway to the home. We're going to put a peel-in stick or a self-adhering underlayment in this section just for added protection versus the rest of the roof can have if it's synthetic. This roof would be a candidate for an overlay where we put another layer of shingles on top. Reason being, there's only one layer. Building code says we can have two. And second reason is the wood is in good condition, and I'm not worried about having to access wood that's damaged underneath. Woven valley over here, I can probably tell that the addition was that side of the house, just because this is an older style of doing valleys. And then you can see the shingle wear and tear and kind of how beat up it is. Yeah, it's just coming off. So yes, the proper recommendation is going to be to replace the roof in with the solar project and wrap it into one project for this homeowner. We'll go ahead and go over some more in-depth numbers and provide the proper recommendation. Thank you.